Hi, Cancer rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on 8th of June until the 14th of June. So you are experiencing quite a lot of activations in your first and 10th house this week. So this is a very personal week for you, especially with that very beautiful Venus and Jupiter conjunction that is taking place in your first house. But the beginning of the week started Urania entering Gemini, which is your 12th house. And that's kind of a psychological clarity that is hitting you. The 12th house is where we bury our deepest anxieties, grief, unhealed patterns. So this alignment acts like a sudden light switch in a dark room, especially because it is making a conjunction to Uranus. An old fear, an obsessive thought loop, or a long-standing sorrow is suddenly illuminated and understood, but in a completely new, objective way. So it breaks that mental grip of self-sabotage, giving people an immediate emotional breakthrough and the keys to free yourself from those psychological burdens. So make sure that you use it for the bestest way. Of course, it can cause you a lot of anxiety issues as well. It can cause you sleepless nights. So you're going to have to find ways of grounding your thoughts. But that beautiful Venus-Jupiter conjunction, that's an emotional and physical coronation for you. After dealing with that heavy underworld of the 12th house, this conjunction brings that wave of self-love, vitality, magnetic confidence. So you will feel, or you should feel, a deep sense of joy just being in your own skin. Your relationships can improve effortlessly because you are radiating self-assurance, or simply the relationship with the self, with yourself, because it hits the fiery Aries rod. This requires action. It's a day for you to unapologetically prioritize your own needs, refresh your physical appearance, and step into the world with a better self-worth. We've got Saturn and Pallas Athene conjunction happening in your 10th house, but it's being squared by um, Mercury. I just noticed that I am on the wrong date, so I'm just gonna move a little bit. So the Saturn Pallas Athene conjunction is gonna kick off a crucial three part tactical strategy due to them making conjunctions three times. So this is about a strategy how you handle external pressure, public expectations over the next 7 months. This is about you prioritizing your career and coming up with a strategy that works. So it's a weaponizing logic to protect your personal lives from being overwhelmed by duty. So Mercury squaring from the first house means a bit of a tendency to overthink your choices or the fear of judgment of authority figures. And all those people can make you hesitate. So the universe demands you ignore the emotional noise and set firm logical boundaries between your inner self and your outer obligations. There is a huge emphasis going on right now of self-care. And remember, Jupiter is being part of it and it rules your sixth house. So this might be a representation of mental exhaustion right now due to work. And if you don't prioritize self-care, then this could actually indicate that maybe you're going to be on a sick leave, for example. Hope even enters Cancer as well, and that's a protective instincts towards your psychological and physical energy. So there is a realization here that, you know what, maybe not getting any younger, or I have to be mentally taking care of myself. I need to preserve my physical energy and so forth. I need to defend my personal peace, secure my time from energetic vampires, and draw a very hard, unshakable perimeter around my daily availability. So this is actually an invitation altogether to stop over accommodating others at your own expense. We even have got Venus in your first house still running into a square with Chiron before it moves into Leo. So that's a bit of a healing crisis regarding old wounds of feeling unseen, rejected, and unappreciated by others. It can feel like that the workplaces basically don't give a damn about what you do. They always find a bit of a mistake in whatever you present to them and so forth. And then you can feel that you are being overlooked. Maybe someone else is getting promoted instead of you. Maybe they don't care about your needs at all. And then it can feel like that you just have to kind of pull your weight all the time for the company at the expense of your own. But me, Venus entering Leo, and that's about building physical and emotional security. So you step hopefully into that proud, sovereign phase where you start valuing your own time, refuse to settle for the breadcrumbs in your personal lives, and, and maybe confidently invest in things that bring you true comfort and stability. Yes, the shadow side of Venus in the second house is the desire to spend money. The desire to spend money so that you can feel better in your own skin. Now, Moon goes out of bound this week in the sign of Gemini on 4 degree. So that's very close to that Uranus series, Lilith asteroid, as well as, of course, we have just spoken about Urania entering Gemini as well. So that's a bit of a rogue emotional current. I mean, your emotional baseline and intuition goes completely wild or unconventional. Mood can fluctuate quite a lot, and all subconscious anxiety can surface in unpredictable waves. So remain flexible, treat yourself with immense grace, trust the erratic but brilliant insights that come to you during kind of the quiet moment of isolation, as well as it could cause you some nightmares, insomnia. So again, it's very important that you are staying grounded. But the most important aspect of the week is Uranus squaring the nodes. And the nodes are sitting in Pisces and Virgo. So that's your third and the ninth house axis. That's an evolutionary crossroad between getting bogged down in petty, daily overthinking and leaning into that higher life philosophy, that broad-minded wisdom. And this is all triggered by that sudden psychological breakthrough on an unexpected release of that hidden fear from your subconscious mind by Uranus in the 12th house. So the Saturn in your third house represents that comfortable but deeply draining trap for you. The habit of sweating the small stuff. It is the routine of getting trapped in endless, exhausting conversations, daily chatters, micromanaging neighborhood or family drama, overanalyzing casual text messages, letting minor daily inconveniences kind of clutter your mind and keep you living in a state of like low-grade anxiety. Now, Uranus is kind of like that electrical wire. So, in the house of fears and solitude, so a sudden shift occurs, a shocking dream, a sudden emotional release of grief, a lightning bolt of psychological realization about a pattern that has held you back for years. So, this internal disruption is a deliberate cosmic setup to smash your habit of overthinking. And when the inner world is a bit shaken by that total psychological truth, you can no longer afford to waste your mental energy on petty everyday worries, right? So you are forced to choose the ninth house north node. The universe is demanding that you pull your head out of the local weeds and zoom out to a higher perspective. So you are pushed to reconnect with faith, study higher concepts, trust the large journey of your life, and start focusing on the bigger picture. Uranus is showing you that true mental peace kind of comes from standing firmly in your broader life philosophy, not from trying to micromanage the chaos of your immediate surroundings. So I think this week is about embracing who you are and then radiating that personal aura, prioritizing self-care, trusting your personal value, focusing on magnetism and yeah, trying to attract opportunities. Zoom out to the big picture of your life. Minor arguments could be popping up, but look directly to that ninth house north node and ask yourself, will this matter in a year? And face your hidden shadows with a lot of courage. Look directly at that lingering fear or obsessive thoughts and see them for what they are and let them go and then say goodbye to them. Don't get sucked into these micro dramas, chit chats, gossips, rumors, exhausting text message debates, and so over explaining your choices to people. But that Venus Jupiter, we need to really utilize on that. I mean, that's right at the front door of your chart. So Cancer is a very protective sign. There's an emotional weight coming with Cancer, but it can feel like that it's getting lifted off of your shoulders. So if you have been feeling exhausted, invisible, bogged down by heavy internal worries, this conjunction actually can bring you that self-acceptance. It can kind of boost your physical energy. It can even boost your optimism as well. But like I said, it's not a passive, cozy feeling because it's happening on Aries dwad. That Aries micro slice injects a sudden surge of courage right into your identity. So you should feel more powerful, gut level urge to break out of your shell, unapologetically prioritize your own well-being, and change how you present yourself to the world. So it feels like it's a physical reset. You wake up in the morning, you feel that refreshing burst of stamina, and instead of dragging yourself through the morning out of obligation, you feel genuinely inspired to move your body, to cook a nourishing meal, or just to upgrade your wellness routine. Maybe you're gonna go through a bit of a makeover. You look into the mirror and then you decide that I'm done playing small or fading into the background, and I'm gonna have a haircut. I'm gonna refresh my style. I'm gonna wear something that makes you feel completely confident, and then should be ready to step out into that world stage, especially once Venus moves into the sign of Leo. So, good luck, Cancer, and I will see you in my next forecast. Take care. Bye bye.